Hi, I'm Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my front room. You can follow me on Instagram at Bonnie Log Cabin Stitcher. I usually do floss tube or quilting videos, and this is just going to be a short Christmas tour of my front room and kitchen. So let's start. I'm going to flip the camera around and tell you about some of these special pieces that I have in here. All right. We have an old 1960s home, just very traditional, very small. This is a special piece. This is, excuse the cords hanging down there, but this is an antique piece of furniture that was my mom's grandmother's. And it is special to me for many reasons, because it was my mom's and because it has the history and because it's beautiful and small to fit in our front room. The old radio that you see right there, it does not work, but it can light up if I plug it in. And that was also my parents that they had on this table in their house in Colorado. The little bear that you see on top here, this was a special friend of my mother's named Flora. And she had made it for my mom. And now, actually, I think it may have been made and given to me. I've had it for a long time, so I think that was not one I inherited, one that my mom just got for me. These are some of my special pieces here. I love snowmen and I love gingerbread. So tucked behind there is a sweet gingerbread stitchery. And that, I'm not going to go into detail on what every stitchery is because I've shown them in other floss tube videos. So I do Young Living essential oils. I do not use artificial fragrances. So I have Christmas Spirit blend of essential oils in there. And it's not only sanitizing my house, it's helping my immune system and it's helping me feel in the mood for Christmas. So these are just some fun pieces. I had purchased these snow people long ago at a vendor fair when I used to do vendor fairs, when I used to sell my woodwork. So I'm going to back up and transition over here. And now I would like to introduce you to Lou Kynar, very special member of our family. It is a piece of wood that we turned into a shelf, and we have had it from the second or third rental that Kurt and I lived in right after we got married. It was simply a piece of wood that was holding up a tree branch. And then the landlords came and cut down the tree in the backyard, and we said, "Oh, please don't take Lou. We love him." And so they probably looked at us kind of weird. It was long ago, probably 30 years ago. And so Lou Kynar has been a part of our home for a long time. And it was hanging out in the backyard. And the funny story is my dad walked through our sliding screen door. He went to pop it on, and above the screen door on the outside, Lou Kynar was hanging on little cup hooks. He knocked Lou off, knocked him on the head, and so that's where when my dad talks to us on FaceTime and he sees Lou above us, he always mentions that Lou could come falling down on her head. So these are just some special pieces that I have. I love elves. That is a handmade elf. A lot of history with Disney. My brother-in-law used to work for Disney, and so my sister would take myself and my two young kids, and we got a lot of Disney items. So these are just special. I don't have gobs and gobs of decorations. I have simplified my decorating because I do not enjoy decorating anymore. I love when it's done, but I don't want to be doing it. So that's another handmade elf I got at a vendor fair. Sweet snowman my mom gave me. It's made with an old quilt. She had purchased it. Here is one of the pieces that I adore in the front room. When I do my quilting video, I will show, there's my boxes. I'm a notary. Those are my boxes of paper. Let's see if we can get that there. There we go. So these are some quilts, and I will be talking about those in detail on my quilting video. But just another close-up. These are just some pieces that I've had for a long time, those ornaments. Those are all handmade. I think I knew all the people that made those when I was doing my woodwork, except for that Santa and the snowman. Those were those were not handmade. This is a special quilt that my mother hand quilted and made, and since I love elves, that is my special elf. That again is handmade too. So let me go backwards without falling down, and I will share more about, isn't that special? I'm trying to hide the paper in the background. I will be sharing more about that quilt that I made in one of my quilting videos. So, here we go. A quilt my mom made, and there's my sweet Riley. I'm going to be sharing that in one of the quilting videos. This is just a small tree we have had since the kids were young. If I was to reach over, that train actually works, but I'm not going to reach over and do it. These are old Hallmark miniature ornaments. I have lots of them, and they've been very special to me because I purchased them before I had kids, so over 30 years ago. Lot of old Hallmark ornaments. Project going on in the backyard. We're going to pan over there quickly. Then this is a special piece. There you can see me in the mirror. Hopefully you don't see me fall over. This is a special antique piece of furniture, one of 3 that we got a couple years ago. Very special to us. But I love doing the Christmas decorations in here. And so let me go closer. I do not have a lot of stitching projects at the moment because I am brand new to getting back into quilting. There I am. But let me open this up. So it shows much better during the day, but this is usually what is showing. It's great because we can hide all our DVDs in there. And then some Eddie Walker. Again, I purchased those from vendors that I used to work with. Another handmade Santa, and some more stuff that I got at Disney with my sister. Fun memories. Here are 2 things. So this guy in here, not handmade, but I do love him. This one, handmade by me. That was long ago and far away when I used to do the woodwork. That was not when I designed. I remember it was a pattern in a project, but that is one of the few pieces of the woodwork that I made that I actually kept, because most of it was pretty dated from the 80s and 90s. Snowman, I'm holding it up way high. This is really tall. The only handmade thing is, oh, actually the tree and the old, whatever that is. Old house there. Here's another. This is the inside. Another candle. More DVDs in there. And then I'm going to back up. So this is a corner. That is, we got the antique table and chairs that go with this furniture. And that is one of the chairs, but unfortunately it was made for people with very small bottoms. And so I have 6 of them, and they need to get repaired because they are not very strong. My sister gave us this beautiful lamp and a mess of wires that will hopefully be fixed next year. These are bears from my mom. And if any of you follow me on FaceTube, FlossTube, you will see why things from my mom are so special to me. That represents to me not only that they were my mom, but I have an older sister and a younger brother. So to me, that's my sister, me, and my brother. So here we have Kurt made this fireplace when we bought our home 33 years ago. So he made this fireplace front, and he grew up as a bricklayer. So I designed it. He put it together, but unfortunately I had an enormous garden on the outside of the house, and too much water got close to the foundation, and the fireplace cracked on the back. So he's going to have to be replacing the inside of that fireplace. So it's not working right now, but it has become a great prop for me to be able to put a lot of decorations in. So there, look at the TV with the light in there. I used to have gobs of stuff up top. It's simplified, and those are a lot of pine cones from our mountains. But these, again, all of those handmade from my vendor, Fair Days. This was one that I actually made. I made that angel. I think I designed it. I can't remember. The Christmas stitch, that's my new stitch, Country Rustic Primitives. And then, oh my gosh, I made these when we first got married, 1983. I keep telling myself for the last 15 years that I'm going to make new stockings, and it hasn't happened yet. So there they are. This reindeer, very primitive, very darling. It's made with batting, and it's really stiff. So I think it was painted, but love it. Again, that is not handmade, but, or maybe it is. Yeah, he is handmade. Fun things. Oh, there we go. Christy from Daisy K Primitives. That was her design. Santa's mittens that I stitched up. Old Santa, not handmade. But I love gingerbread. That's my other thing that I love. I love gingerbread and I love elves. So those are some of my things. These are my mom's. People have asked me because I share about my mom, and she was a bear maker. And Barbara's Bears by Barbara Brown. So I looked up because I've had people asking me about her bears, and she used to sell them, and they were sold in stores. They were handmade, but you can find them on eBay. Some of them are the older, less, what I would see as less attractive ones, but these are both ones that she had made. That's my needle punch that I made. Again, those are some stockings. Riley even has that log cabin one. That's Riley's stocking. And there we go, the Santa. So let's see if I can get up without falling. Our Christmas tree. We have had this artificial Christmas tree for 24 years. And we've told our kids, this is the only Christmas tree we're going to have. So if it dies, we will not have a Christmas tree. It actually looks very, very realistic. We love it. Special ornaments. We have just a mix of ornaments. Some of them that I made, many of them that we have purchased because there's special memories attached to them. Let me just show two or a couple that I can see right off. That's my son. My mom used to love drinking out of the hose. That is my youngest son, Chad, drinking out of the hose. And he still survived. Yep, drinking out of the hose. Special memories, taking my older son up to Santa's Village up in Lake Arrowhead and loved the carousel horses. We got this when we were on our honeymoon 37 years ago in Solvang. We had water damage to a shed, and that got damaged. Oh, I bought that sweet angel at Bayberry House. My goodness, the year before we got married. Funny snowman to remember. Oh, last Christmas we had s'mores in the morning for breakfast out by our fire pit, and we went to look at Christmas lights with the kids that spent the night before. My younger son loves airplanes. He was doing remote control airplanes for a while before my arms hurt holding this iPad. Here's another angel. This is another one that I made. I believe I designed that. My business used to be Homespun Delights. So what other special ones are there on there? They're all special. This is the one that I showed. That was the first one that I stitched when I was 19 when we got married. Okay, so that's the Christmas tree. That little snowman in the corner my mom made for me long ago. So here we go. This is, I hope I have shown that on a floss tube before. If not, I will do maybe a better close-up. But this is a pattern still available. I think it's Brenda Gervais, but it was not real wool that I did. It was wool felt, so not real, and it has faded because I shut this window because we have bright sun that always points in through here. It's cool. So many things that other people show on their Christmas tours are special to them. Each thing that I have in my home is special to me. This little house I bought at a Hallmark store, and I remember at the time, probably 20, 30 years ago, it was like $30. But I had done very well at a vendor fair, and I thought that was how I was going to celebrate by buying that little house because it was so beautiful. Here we go. This is the other piece that goes with the antique furniture. This is a sideboard. And in the bottom section there, I have my grandmother's 1920s china. That's one of the pieces. Actually, I purchased that separate, but it goes with all the pieces. I am really hoping to do a Christmas tea with that china and sharing special recipes from my family if I can get that done by Christmas. Just fun things. My son made that for me when he was little, my older son Jake. These are neat. These are real pine cones. They look like roses, and I just drop real essential oils on top there so that they smell nice without artificial fragrances. Noel, that's Country Rustic Primitives. I just finished that. More pieces made by my friends that were vendors. And my Eddie Walker collection. I have not put much of my Eddie Walker collection up. When we were growing up, my dad always had a fun thing of we had candles that said Noel. He would always change it around so it said Leon. And I leave it like this, and whenever my sister comes for Christmas, she's the one that always switches it and makes it say Leon. Otherwise, it says Noel. Here's some more rustic fun stuff, and just neat. I got that right after in our mountain cabin. We have it in a old it's an old dirt road area, and the kids and I and my husband would do sledding, and that's just to remind me of the times that we would go sledding. More of those amazing pine cones. Sweet Bear, not handmade, but I have had that forever and ever, and I always love hanging it with stockings and the little bear. These are special. These deer, I got them a couple years ago at a special retreat that a friend of mine invited me on, and we were just able to stop at a cute little store, and I bought those, and I just love them because they remind me of the deer up in our mountains, but it reminds me of that time as well. This is a neat old lamp from my parents' neighbors who passed away, and it's gone to my mom and then to my sister and now over to me, and it fits perfectly over in the corner. This down there is waiting. That's my Hobby Lobby tray because I do not have a dough bowl yet. That is waiting for me to do the pattern called Sleigh Ride. That is the partner to that Noel. So there we go. I got that done in short time. So hopefully this will upload and do well. Simple home. We just have, just like I said, a small, simple home, just perfect for our family. And there we go. So let me see if I can flip you around and say goodbye. Is that gonna, yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for visiting me in my home tour. I hope you will visit me on my regular floss tube or quilting videos. And the quilts that I shared, I will do more detail in a quilting video and show you some other Christmas quilts that I have. So Merry Christmas. God bless you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, there we go.